The best strategy for success in cryptocurrency investing, outside of doing your own research, outside of fundamental analysis, I would even say technical analysis, which are the standards, the ABCs of investing. Outside of these ironclad methods of doing your research, doing your own due diligence, fundamental analysis, in my opinion, would be diversifying. Diversifying is a major concept in traditional stocks, traditional markets, and it is a little bit blurry, I would say, in what the crypto world is and how cryptocurrency, the blockchain space, is forming. When I talk to people about cryptocurrencies, about blockchain, they really, at this point, are confused as to what it is, how it works, what blockchains are, what Bitcoins are, what all this stuff is. And so this video, I want to explain a little bit and differentiate different blockchain protocols from one another and how we can approach diversifying and how I approached diversifying. And I think the average person, when they're coming into this space, doesn't really understand how this works. And they might think that every cryptocurrency project is its own thing or it's its own protocol separate from another. And so this was what I thought when I began the cryptocurrency investing process. I just thought a cryptocurrency was a cryptocurrency or whatever. Just go ahead and invest in some of these things that are going to go higher in value or not. And I didn't really recognize this understanding of what a layer one was, which is basically a protocol that's building its own blockchain that is focused on security, because we're transacting financial assets. So there can be nothing more secure. It's kind of like jet engine building, right? They can't really have any hiccups or mess ups in building a jet engine. Otherwise, people will die. So blockchains are sort of taking on that same type of responsibility, the same level of security and importance that jet engine builders are taking on. With blockchains, you have what we can call layer one blockchains. Layer one blockchain like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano. There are other ones. We're just going to go with these three to begin. They're the most popular. Now, Bitcoin is its own animal where it pioneered cryptocurrencies. It pioneered blockchain. It is its own thing to itself. Maybe in another video, I'll do a full dedicated Bitcoin deep dive. So let's just leave Bitcoin alone, because Bitcoin is a very secure model. We won't get way into the weeds of what the technical aspects of what Bitcoin is, but we'll get a little bit into it. It is a UTXO model, which is unspent transaction output. So basically, Bitcoin uses an unspent transaction model that when you send, the sending and receiving of coins to one another is different than an account-based model, which banking relies on. So traditional banking has this account-based model where you have money in your account and I deposit my money. So if I have $5 and I put it into the account, my account's going to say $5 added. And then if I want to withdraw $5, then $5 is sort of withdrawn from my account. And then I can add more money into my account. Like I can add that $5 back in and I can add $100. Now I have $105. I can add another $100. Now I have $205. And then if I want to withdraw $50 from the account, that $50 is going to sort of subtract itself from my account, and the remaining money will be in the account. So this is an account based. Now for Bitcoin, if I have, let's try to keep it simple here. We're not going to get into the weeds of it, but if I have $100 and I put $100 and I buy Bitcoin, and so for my $100, I get Bitcoins that go on an exchange and I can put them in my wallet. Let's say I have $100 worth of Bitcoins in my wallet and I want to send someone $50 worth of Bitcoins. And let's just say that my $100 is equal to 1 Bitcoin here. Okay, so if I'm sending somebody $50 worth of a Bitcoin, then that's 0.5 of a Bitcoin. To keep it digestible and not getting into the weeds, let's just imagine it like dollar bills, but in a Bitcoin wallet. So I'm going to send someone $50 worth of Bitcoins. In an account-based model, $50 is subtracted from that $100. Therefore, it leaves $50 in my wallet. Bitcoin's UTXO model, the unspent transaction output model, is different. So if I'm sending someone $50 worth of Bitcoin and I have $100 worth of Bitcoins in my wallet, the entire $100, because they're all unspent. See, when I got them into my wallet, they're unspent. So it's an unspent transaction in my wallet. I have unspent Bitcoins that I have not spent. When I want to send someone 50 or 10 or however many, 5 or 1, or it doesn't matter. You can calculate it in any decimal. You send someone a portion of that Bitcoin, listen, we're just keeping it simple, at $50 worth of the Bitcoin. You are going to spend the entire amount of Bitcoin. And then out of that 100 that are spent, because now they're spent, they were previously unspent, $50 worth of those Bitcoins are going to go to the receiver, the person you're sending them to, and actually you're going to get back in your wallet the other $50 worth. So it didn't just stay in your account and subtract itself. It actually spent the amount and then gave you back unspent Bitcoins. So now you have unspent Bitcoin. This model is far more superior than the account-based model because of this double spending and hacking that happens in the traditional financial world. And the traditional financial world is undergoing all kinds of cybersecurity metrics to try to prevent this stuff from happening. So the Bitcoin UTXO model makes it extremely difficult for an adversary to catch up with the chain of blocks that begin to then compound on each other. And so that's as far as I'm wanting to take before we get into the weeds of all that. That concept is that Bitcoin really, its basic function is to focus on security in its blockchain. Other blockchains like Ethereum and Cardano are also building their own blockchain similar to Bitcoin, where they're focused primarily on security and the transaction security. So they are the layer 1 solutions. Now, the difference between Ethereum and Cardano is that actually Ethereum is an account-based model. So it actually is just like a bank, where it relies on an account-based model. It has to actually, when the transactions are validated, for the validation of that transaction to occur, they have to get consensus from the entire blockchain to validate that transaction. And so Ethereum has a lot more congestion and lag time and fees and problems that occur. Cardano has pioneered something revolutionary in the cryptocurrency space. They have developed what they call an EUTXO model, an extended unspent transaction output model. So they took all the principles and all the security value of what Bitcoin proved and then extended that into their own formation of their own blockchain, founded on many levels. And again, I'm not going to go into the weeds too much here on this video. And I might go into a deep dive video of Ouroboros, which is the heartbeat of what Cardano is built on. Okay, so that's a layer 1 solution. So there are layer 1 blockchains that are out there that you can invest in. So what is a layer 2? A layer 2 doesn't want to take on the Herculean task of coming up with a safe and secure blockchain. It wants to build upon someone's blockchain, take advantage of someone's blockchain, and integrate their cryptocurrency that they're going to create natively on that specific blockchain and express something different. All right, so there's layer 2. So for example, Ethereum is a layer 1. They have projects like Uniswap, Chainlink. There are more projects on Ethereum as a layer 2 than there are on any other blockchain. Because they were first to market, they have a lot of layer 2s building upon their blockchain. They are called ERC20 tokens. Polygon is another one. There are so many because there is a lot of responsibility in creating a blockchain. That's why a layer 2 solution doesn't want to take on that burden. They want to build an application that uses the blockchain. So like the internet, right? The internet came out and then Google uses that internet. Google is not the internet. Google needed the internet to form its like layer 2. And then YouTube can use Google. Applications like Facebook use the internet. Applications like Instagram, all the social media stuff uses the internet. All of these technological innovations and companies that that are building computers like Apple and Intel and Dell, HP, software systems of all different kinds that run POS systems of all different kinds, run on the internet. They don't want to build the internet. They're going to utilize the power of the internet and express their application how they want. This is kind of how I want to describe this with blockchain protocols and cryptocurrency protocols. So you have layer 1s, you have layer 2s, and this is how we begin to think of diversifying. So what I began to do, like most new beginner investors, is just invest in all the ones that everybody's talking about, like Bitcoin and Ethereum, and if you go to coinmarketcap.com, there are a tremendous amount of projects listed, the top 10 that are ranked. And you can go ahead and sort of think that you're diversifying by just sort of putting your money in like the top 10 or whatever. And I think that's what most people do, not realizing that there are different blockchains here that you have to consider. Now, why do you have to consider that? Well, because it's also not that advantageous to keep your funds on an exchange. And so you're going to need a wallet. Eventually, there's going to be interoperability, but as we're here today in 2023, there's not that much interoperability. So the cryptocurrency of Ethereum is not going to be able to be sent and received into a Cardano wallet. And Cardano can't be received into the Ethereum wallet. And so an ERC20 token down here like Chainlink or one of the other ones, Uniswap, is not going to also go to the Cardano wallet. And so you might find yourself invested in a dozen or so cryptocurrencies that have 3 or 4 different wallets that you have to navigate where they go. Or you're just going to keep them on the exchange, which is another big no-no. So just like everybody else, I found myself in this position and I found myself feeling too exposed. And so I learned what these layer 1s are. I learned what the account-based model was. I learned what the UTXO model was. And you could find out what that is by reading Ethereum's white paper, read Bitcoin white paper, read the Cardano white paper. It will explain to you what this all means. And so I learned and I understood and I began to look for what I think is the best layer 1 out there. That, to me, led me to Cardano. I believe that Cardano is the best layer 1 blockchain out there right now. And so I started to consolidate away from some Ethereum projects and the ERC20 tokens and even moved away from Bitcoin towards the Cardano ecosystem. And that was a move that I made in late 2019. It was a great move and no one was suggesting I do that. And my thought process behind it was actually motivated by this concept of diversifying, which was kind of awkward because at the time you would see that my portfolio was diversified. I had Stellar Lumens, I had Tron, I had Neo, I had Ethereum, I had Bitcoin, I had EOS, I had Augur, I had Ravencoin. I had a lot of these tokens, some of which were ERC20 tokens, some are Bitcoin, Ethereum over here, right? And I had some Cardano, and I decided to migrate everything over to Cardano because of my fundamental analysis. I became familiar with the ecosystem. I became familiar with the Daedalus wallet. That made me feel secure that I could actually put all of my funds into this one Daedalus wallet, and that Cardano, being a layer 1, soon in the future was going to offer a very advantageous landscape for layer 2 product builders. So at the time there was no feature for layer 2. although I knew that they were building. And so every now and then, you got to take all your eggs, this was my theory, and put them in one basket and watch that basket. And that's what I did. And then last year, layer 2s started to come on the blockchain after some hard fork combinator events that occurred in the Cardano ecosystem. And now you have a tremendous amount of these layer 2s here, all building on the Cardano blockchain. All building on the Cardano blockchain here. So I went from having a lot of ERC20 tokens and Ethereum and Bitcoins and consolidating them all the way to Cardano, holding that for a few years, and now having over 30 different Cardano native tokens in my portfolio, not to mention 21 different NFT projects on the Cardano ecosystem. So diversifying then released itself for me. And here I am in a diversified portfolio again. And so the second aspect of this video, outside of understanding layer 1s and layer 2s, and it is my theory that you can also, if you feel comfortable with investing in all these different layer 1s, all you need to do is download different wallets. So you can have Ethereum wallets, you can have MetaMask wallet, which is an Ethereum wallet. Then you can have a Nami wallet, which is Cardano. And you could go ahead and have a robust, even more robust diversified portfolio than me, for sure. I've chosen to consolidate into the Cardano ecosystem because for me, it's safer and more secure than being in a lot of these different layer 1s and a lot of these different wallets. So that's just my preference. So you can choose your preference. Now, the second aspect of why I'm making this video is because within an ecosystem, when you're looking at layer 2s, there are a lot of different projects that you can begin to invest in. So what are the different areas? You have DeFi. So MinSwap here is a DeFi protocol. It's a decentralized exchange. That's in the DeFi world. So MinSwap is a project that's in my portfolio. SingularityNet is an AI, an artificial intelligence protocol. An AGI, artificial generative intelligence. It's a completely different vertical than DeFi, right? Than finance. It's AI. So AI is another vertical to invest in, all right? And actually, SingularityNet is unique because it actually started out as an ERC20 token built on the Ethereum blockchain. And it was projects like SingularityNet that then began to shift course and build anew on the Cardano blockchain that had me consider, why would they do that? Why would they want to rebuild their entire network on the Cardano ecosystem? So this is another reason why I'm choosing Cardano, because I see a lot of these layer 2s who have built on Ethereum migrate over to the Cardano network. So AI is another vertical of diversifying. So you have finance, you have AI. Here we go, telecommunications. You have World Mobile Token. Telecommunications is an entirely different vertical than AI and finance. World Mobile Token is trying to connect the unconnected. They're starting a big revolution in Africa and across the world to bring Wi-Fi to everyone. It's another project I like to invest in. It's a diversified project in my portfolio. Meld is another one, and it's another DeFi project. You see a lot of DeFi projects coming on the scene now. This is a money lending and borrowing app. They're still in their testnet. They're not even launched yet, and they're coming out pretty soon. It's a project that you can research and see whether or not you have interest. AADA is another DeFi protocol. Liquid is another DeFi protocol. NTX is in the AI space, the artificial intelligence space. They're doing something revolutionary with artificial intelligence and cloud storage. And they're building with the AGIX here, the SingularityNet network. This is another one that I am invested in. And then you have stable coins, which Shen is not a stable coin, but Shen and Jed is a stable coin. These are coins just based on the dollar. So they're more of a reserve coin. I do have some Shen. I'm not going to get into Shen and Jed right now because we're talking about diversifying, but I do have some Shen, and you should check out Shen and Jed. Another vertical to diversify your portfolio as a crypto investor for optimal winning strategy is the gaming, the metaverse. Cornucopias here. Cornucopias is a gaming metaverse protocol, a AAA metaverse being built on Real Engine 5. I don't know of any other projects doing that. Cornucopias has a fantastic team. Check them out. It's another vertical, gaming. So you have AI, you have gaming, you have gaming metaverse, you have DeFi. Pavi is another game, another metaverse. Clay Nation is another gaming. There's meme coins. Hosky's a meme coin. So you've heard of Dogecoin, you've heard of ASHIB. People have retired on some of these meme coin projects. You look at the price, right? It's a worthless price. But meme coins are something to pay attention to. Giro is a wallet solution. Okay, Gens is another DEX. Wi-Fi is another DEX. And the list goes on and on. Iagon's another example of something that was built on the Ethereum blockchain, migrated over to the Cardano network. So what I'm saying is, get straight with your layer 1s and your layer 2s. And if you feel comfortable, which most people do, I would say that I might be a little unique. Most people have many different layer 1s that they're invested in. And you're seeing more and more wallets come out with the ability to store multiple different layer 1 blockchains on the same wallet. So interoperability is coming, and I do believe that the future has interoperability as like a standard. You know what blockchain is really pioneering the interoperability landscape is Cardano. So diversifying is the best strategy for success when you're thinking of cryptocurrency investing. And there's a lot more to what blockchain actually is, to what is contained within the block and how the blocks link together, what unspent transaction output is, and what the EUTXO model is with Cardano, and what the account-based model is with Ethereum. There are positives, there are negatives. There is so much to consider. I encourage you to take some time to do a little investigation so that you know more confidently what you're investing in and you don't find yourself scrambled with how to store these assets and are they secure and how you can maneuver and move with these assets. I found it to be more comfortable for me to consolidate over to the Cardano ecosystem for many reasons. I think they are the number 1 in the space, and the layer 2s are beginning to come out, and they're just beginning to come out. So now is a great time to get your understanding going, to get your knowledge increased, because knowledge really gives you the advantage. It's the lack of knowledge. It's the things that you don't know that end up hurting you in the end. So the more you know, the more knowledge you have within a space like this, especially blockchain and cryptocurrency, is going to make your portfolio more safe and secure and humble for you. I hope that you're going to consider the aspect of diversifying appropriately, because without diversification, you can sell yourself short. Not everything's going to win. 90% of these projects are probably going to fail. 90% of businesses fail. These are basically businesses. So fundamental analysis, technical analysis, doing your own due diligence and research is number 1. It's the ABCs. It's the addition and subtraction. It is the foundation of beginning to understand anything. Then outside of that foundation, you could look at diversifying in this elevated way to help make decisions for a successful portfolio. So you're not just knee-jerking into projects. You're not just hoping and praying. You're making confident decisions of where you're putting your money and what you're investing in. Okay, so I hope that this video
can open your mind to what these projects are, what blockchain is, what these layer ones are, where they're building an entire blockchain, and then how these layer twos can take advantage of these blockchains. They can build upon the blockchain and spin up their own tokens and create their own NFTs on their blockchain. So MinSwap is built on the Cardano blockchain. AGIX built on the Cardano blockchain. Cornucopias is built on the Cardano blockchain. So when they have their Copy token that they want to use as utility in their metaverse, they can rest securely understanding that there's secure passage between their cryptocurrency. When all the users of the game and all the investors are investing in Copy tokens and you're using this token in the game, they want to rely on the security of the blockchain they're building upon, and they're relying on the security of the Cardano network. MinSwap is a DeFi. They want to rely on the security and the integrity of the Cardano blockchain so that they can have a decentralized finance exchange. NTX, all these tokens that come out have utility. And the utility of these tokens is only as good as the blockchain they're building on. So layer ones are extremely important. And most of the problems or the hacks that you're going to see in the cryptocurrency space occur in the layer two. Because the layer ones are focused on security. Layer twos are more expressive. So there's a balance that blockchains have to teeter with. In forming a blockchain like Bitcoin, is it really secure and it's not expressive? It doesn't operate with smart contracts. Ethereum pioneered the smart contract phenomenon. Charles Hoskinson, a co-founder of Ethereum, saw that there were issues in the account-based model, amongst other things, that led him to form his own blockchain that is now given to the community to shepherd and to maintain and to grow and to build upon. The Cardano blockchain, which uses the extension of the UTXO model, so they are a little bit more expressive. But there's a balance between security and expressive ability. And so at a certain point, Cardano's blockchain has to let go of how expressive they can be. But they're a little bit more expressive than the UTXO model of Bitcoin. So they have formed other languages that interoperate with their founding language of Ouroboros, where they have languages called Plutus and Prism. Plutus, their smart contract language. Prism, their finance language. And Marlowe. These all operate with the rock-solid foundation of Ouroboros, the heartbeat of the Cardano blockchain. So layer twos can take advantage of that security of Ouroboros and express more in the features of their application. So I hope this makes sense, because I want you to understand what you're investing in, what you're doing. I didn't in the beginning, and nobody was really giving me this kind of information. So I hope I lead you into a journey of exploration. And I wish you all the best. And see you in videos soon.